there was about 3 or 4 guys in a group called Performance Alliance. They asked me to come over to Arts Deli here one day because they were looking for an actor with a certain name value and so forth, and maybe you could tell us who, in your experience, you have met. So I'm trying to think of these guys, and they got me there. And then they started telling me the problems that the current administration was having, and they were very specific about it all. And I suddenly found myself saying, well, how about me? I don't know if I could get elected. They said, you get elected in a minute. And then I realized, I didn't realize then, I realized much later that they had it all planned out that way. And I ran, and then I got it, and spent 2 years as the president, and one of the years was a 6-month strike, which was difficult, but nevertheless very satisfying in the results that we got on commercials, and it required a lot of going to New York and things like that. But I was glad I did it, but I didn't want to do another 2 years, no. It was too stressful.
What were the circumstances of that strike, and how was it resolved?
The circumstances were we were under a poor contract, and producers always had another contract that was terrible, cut out residuals, put it on the table. They didn't have any intention of insisting on it, but they put it on the table as something to bounce off of. And so we had to ignore that, and we had to insist on something that was doable, reasonable. The residuals were poor.
This is the commercial strike?
Yeah, the commercials. And we had the strike, and it required going to New York a number of times because that's where the producers were. And finally, we held out for what we wanted, and we got some really good things. For instance, an actor on screen, himself on screen with a commercial, would get $1,200 for 13 weeks, I believe. Well, if it was a successful commercial, it'd be used thousands of times, and he would not work again for God knows how long. So we held out and went from $1,200 to $2,400, which was a 100% increase. That made more sense.